Hi, welcome to Forex In Four. I'm Mike Conlon for FXEDU, and in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the highlights of where the action is in today's Forex market. So let's get started.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, July 13th, 2011. Now, this morning I'm asking, did you say QE3? Well, that's the message that the markets got yesterday, as the minutes from the FOMC, most recent FOMC meeting were released, and apparently there was a real serious debate about having QE3 happen. Now, we mentioned, or it's been talked about, that they said that no, they were on hold with monetary policy, they were going to unwind QE2, but this is the first time that they brought up this idea of QE3. And it's I don't even know where to begin with this, because they're starting to see that all this quantitative easing, it's pretty useless right now, and that we really need help on the fiscal side, and that's further exemplified by the debate going on over the U.S. debt ceiling and what's happening there, and how we're going to cut spending on frivolous stuff and places where we can become more efficient. So right now, I think the idea of QE3, the fact that it's been floated out there, that's given the markets a little bit of confidence that, hey, if things do get a little bit worse, that, maybe the Fed's going to be prepared to act again with QE3, so it's game on again. As you can see, stocks are trading higher today, as is gold. Actually, oil's a little bit lower here. We'll take a look at that in a second, but I'm just looking at this spaghetti chart here. This is a daily of Euro USD, and you can see that yesterday we pulled back to the 50% retracement area of 139. We just went through it here, but bounced back up to close higher, okay, and now we're trying to get back to this 38.2 retracement area, 141.44. It looks like we're doing just a little bit of a pullback here, coming down to that 140 level. So that's going to be like a turning point there for the euros. It's going to be that 140 level today. So we'll keep an eye on what happens if we get a little bit lower there. All right. And one of the other things that happened in Eurozone was yesterday. Moody's downgraded Ireland's debt to junk, warning that they're going to need another bailout. So if it's happened to Portugal, now it's happened to Ireland. All right. But yesterday we got that euro bounce after some rumors were floated around that the ECB was putting a bid in for Italian and Spanish bonds. All right. We mentioned yesterday that these bonds were starting to sell off, yields were starting to get higher, which is going to make their debt financing cost more. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there with the euro. But right now, euro is trading higher, okay, and we have these correlations going on. Looks like a little bit of a risk-taking day. All right, one of the reasons that we have some risk-taking, I'm just going to show you right here, is let's go to the Aussie. Here, the Aussie dollar is trading higher as well. Let's make this a little more granular here. Aussie dollar trading higher after China came in with their GDP figures. All right, they came in, they showed growth of 9.5%, which, believe it or not, is slow for China, but it does show that they haven't slowed to the point that they're going to derail the global economy. So 9.5% growth, that's pretty sweet. If you think about it, here in the U.S., we're trying to get and keep our head above 2%. That's a pretty good deal. So retail sales in Japan much better, 17.7 versus 17%. Industrial production 15.1% versus the expectation 13.1. So the numbers came in pretty good in China. But in Australia, we also had consumer confidence readings came in worse than expected on the euro debt crisis and higher commodity costs. So that was just a little bit of a fly in the ointment there. But you can see that if we look at the Kiwi. All right, the Kiwi, basically the same chart. All right, they've done a little bit better. They didn't have the consumer confidence problems. All right, and this time they're going to come out with their GDP figures. Now, we were expecting them this time last week, but they pushed it back, apparently. So now they're going to be coming out with the GDP figures later this afternoon, and expecting quarterly growth of 0.3%, which, considering the earthquakes and everything that they've had over there, this may not actually be too bad. So that's what's going on with the Kiwi. We'll take a quick look at the pound here. All right, pound was down a little bit, but we're bouncing back. We're just under this 160 level. Now, they had their jobless claims. They came in much worse than expected. Okay, they were expecting to have about 15,000 new jobless claims, and they got 24,500. So that's a good bit higher. Showing that the austerity measures are starting to slow the economy, but the unemployment rate remains steady at 7.7%, which wasn't a horrible deal there. So later today, Wednesday, we're going to get some clarification from Bernanke as he delivers a semi-annual monetary policy report to the House of Representatives. All right, so it may be a time when they give him a little bit of a grilling here on what's going on with QE3, and should he come out and say, yeah, QE3, we're going to be doing it, it's going to be interesting to see how the market reacts. All right, markets could sell off because of the fear that Bernanke sees things as weakening so bad that if he's signaling that he's ready to go, maybe market needs to go as well. On the flip side, it could be back to just another game on scenario where the market say, hey, wait a second, with some more free money, this is great, let's just go and invest it in stocks and commodities and other speculative things and see if we can't get some inflation going. So that's really what's going on around the globe here. Just want to show you dollar yen as well real quick. Dollar yen, dollar trading well below. Wow, I don't know if that's a real candle there. If that was actually, prices got down that low, if that was just a big spike down. But it looks like we're approaching that 79 level. I'll have to check on that candle on dollar yen. But you can see here, dollar's been selling off and it's been weak versus yen as a result of the debt ceiling talks here, the euro debt crisis, etc. So safe haven properties of Japan being invoked, and as well as the Swiss franc. Okay, you can see Swiss franc here. We're moving back down, and we're starting to hit that double bottom area. 82.75 was the all-time low on dollar Swissy. So again, they've got the safe haven property thing going as well. So, right now markets are still on edge. Okay, we don't know what's going on with the euro debt crisis. It's a constant battle here in the markets as investors demand more yield for their investments for areas and regions and countries that don't seem to have their fiscal house in order, and that presents a real problem here in the U.S. as a spillover effect, because if investors start demanding more for our debt, then we're going to be in real trouble, because we're borrowing so much money and interest is so low that we can afford to pay it. But now you hear this debt ceiling talks, and part of the problem is that, we're having these debt ceiling talks, and we're essentially trying to accompany budget negotiations with these talks. And it's really, we need to have a fiscal budget for the year. I mean, I hate to say it, but the president does not have a fiscal budget for the year. So I don't know why they can't come up and say, here's what we're going to do, but we need to use this as a forum. All right, they're trying to raise taxes, which, again, it's questionable over the motives there, but at the end of the day, something needs to be done with this debt ceiling, because if our bond vigilantes turn on the U.S., then we're going to need to see QE3, which is going to weaken the dollar, which could send the total economy into a spiral that nobody wants to fathom how it's going to work out. So anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at today. Bernanke speaking later, so that's going to be a big one. But other than that, it looks like there's no news going till the rest of the morning. So that's what I've got, folks. Good trading to all.
As always, be sure to check out the written blog at www.fxedu.com to get complete coverage of today's Forex market. If you would like to learn more about how to trade the Forex market from professionals like myself, be sure to check out our affordable Forex trading courses. And if you're already a seasoned professional or aspire to be one, ask us how we can help you achieve your Forex goals. Go to www.fxedu.com to get started today.